Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this Timely Fit. I am your host, Alex, and I have a very special guest with me today, Vanessa, and I'm just going to let a couple more people come on. So if this is your first Timely Fit, well, hi, I'm Alex. I do quite a lot of these, but basically I've been working at Timely for 4 years, and I work in the education space in Timely, so I try to make topics and Timely easy for you so that when you're busy doing all of your work in the salon and you have got time to educate yourself, I try to make it not hard, and I kind of try to make it fun. So I hope you enjoy our little 15, possibly up to 30-minute live today, where we're going to be talking about retention marketing. Now, a fun fact about me is I'm cold water obsessed. So if you've heard of Wim Hof, I jump in the sea no matter what the temperature, and I have 2 cold showers a day. So that's about as nuts as I am. In fact, I'm probably more nuts than that, but I'm not going to admit how crazy I can be. Now, I do have a very awesome guest with me today, and I said before, we are talking with Vanessa here. Now, Vanessa is from Salon Marketing Creative Agency, and Vanessa McDonald is the founder of that, and she has helped salons, and I love this tagline, stand out like a flamingo in a flock of pigeons, because I think that's just such a good way to think about making a difference with your marketing and standing out where it counts. So this is database focused marketing, which is really interesting because we often think about Instagram and Facebook as marketing, but your database is actually a really strong way that you can market to your clients. So Vanessa helps salon and spa clinic owners, and she does specialize in salon and spa clinics make more money through their most valuable marketing asset, which is their customer base. Now, she lives in Sydney with Mr. Salon Marketing.
Mr. SMC.
Mr. SMC, that's right. And they're 2 long coat chihuahuas.
Yeah.
And what are their names?
Ziggy and Pippa.
And what's the fun fact, Vanessa?
My fun fact, I'm obsessed with chihuahuas and not kids. Just love chihuahuas. Always knew when I grew up I wanted to be the mother of chihuahuas. and I am. That's my cray-cray.
I think, to be honest, like, chihuahuas are the most amazing children, and I love how they can just change from being absolutely lovely and loving you to absolutely hating everybody else.
They need their needs met, definitely.
I think they're really vocal about what they like and don't like, and I think maybe we could all learn something from some chihuahuas, right?
Agreed.
Now, we are not talking about chihuahuas today, sadly, because I could personally talk about chihuahuas all day. But now that I have introduced an expert here who has been working in the industry for 20 years, I do want to talk to you about retention marketing, since that's a topic today. And the cool thing about retention marketing is that most people don't know what it is. So if you're listening today or watching today, then you might think, okay, I know what retention is, I know what marketing is, but roughly what are they together? So can you tell me a little bit about what it is?
Yeah, it's a marketing strategy which a lot of salons overlook, because I find that they're so focused on attracting new clients. But the thing about marketing for retention, in other words, getting the clients that you've already worked really hard to acquire in the first place, coming back again and again and again, is one of the easiest ways for a salon, for a clinic to increase their revenue. It's so much cheaper. It's so much easier than going out and hunting and farming for new clients. These people have already come in, they've experienced your service, they've seen your space, they already know, like, and trust you, and you have all of their details sitting right now in your Timely Salon software. It's the easiest way to grow your business.
I think that's such a good point. And in terms of, like, traditional, like maybe not traditional marketing, but the marketing that most people think of, like Facebook and Instagram, and maybe having, you know, a billboard maybe, or some posters. What makes, like, I think retention marketing, of actually marketing to your customer base and really looking after them, that often gets overlooked.
Yeah, it does. Just because of social media, there's what I hear and what I see in groups and across Facebook and Instagram is salon owners will often feel the need to chase the next shiny thing. And it might be, for example, when bots first hit the scene and everybody was working out, well, how do I use a bot and what's the best way strategically and tactically to use a bot, and putting, you know, investing in courses and putting a lot of time and effort into perfecting, making that bot work for them to convert, you know, clients sending a message through Facebook. A lot of time, a lot of effort to attract new clients. And if the same, our philosophy at SMC is if that same amount of time and effort is put into your retention marketing, it's so much easier, and the conversion is it's a warm lead, but it's a client. And it's just a matter of keeping your brand top of mind and understanding your software system and the features already built into your software system it's just a matter of activating them and having an understanding of a strategy to stay top of mind with your clients. Direct response marketing strategies, or a direct response marketing strategy, is by far the easiest, most effective and inexpensive marketing strategy that a salon could implement. And it's as simple as using emails, using SMS, on automation or through campaign marketing, but doing it in a strategic way.
The thing that I think is just so cool about that is not only do you say that it's simple, but it's not necessarily for someone who's tech savvy. You don't have to be the tech savviest person in the world, and you don't have to be using a million different software programs, like using a bot, like using something else, in order to get this amazing result, which obviously is your customers coming back and spending more. You get to implement one thing, which is, you know, marketing automation, so your retention marketing strategy. And that's basically, automation means getting, for people where automation might sound a little bit funny, automation basically means the technology doing it for you, so that you've done it, you've set it up, and it just does things in the background.
Exactly, it does things in the background. And the strategy could include reminding clients it's time to see them again through an SMS or an email, letting them know, we realise it's your birthday coming up in 2 weeks. Have you made your birthday booking? That touch point on its own, which is actually something that every timely user could be implementing today, to say to clients, hey, your birthday's coming up in 2 weeks. Have you made your birthday booking? Client receives an email, they're reminded, and so then they book in for their regular services. They may even like to try something new. That has a knock-on effect to increase frequency of visit. And if you can increase your frequency of visit by just 1 visit a year, the overall return, the growth in your overall revenue it's 2 visits a year is equivalent to over 200 clients.
Jesus.
Yeah, it just makes sense to work on retention.
And you know what? When we've been talking about retention marketing and email marketing in our previous meetings, Vanessa, can I just say an outright apology to email, just in general? I would like to make an apology to email marketing. And this is because Vanessa told me this amazing stat, which is new client emails and birthday emails have an 80% open rate.
We see that often, especially with the happy birthday emails. The open rate is astounding. It's the same as when email marketing first came out. Like if you go back to the early 90s, and it was like the new way that people were reaching, their clientele and nurturing leads and getting huge open rates. Birthday marketing and welcoming new clients, those opens are just as high.
I think that that's really interesting news for a lot of salons to think about, because I myself, I feel like I've been a bit of a bully to email marketing, because I thought, oh, the open rates aren't as good as SMS. But the really cool thing about email marketing, which you really won me over with, is not only you've got those fantastic open rates when it comes to new clients and birthdays, and I know this for a fact because I open them too. But that, and you really are able to get a little bit, should I say a little bit, a lot more of your brand across in an email than what you are able to get in an SMS, because with SMS you're playing with text, and with an email you're able to play with fonts, with copy, otherwise known as like the words that you're writing and your slogans and things that you want to say, and pictures that you're using and colors. You are able to get a huge amount more across. So it is something that, and its email is also very inexpensive.
It's very inexpensive, and these features are built into their Timely Salon software now. What we're essentially talking about is what I've referred to for years as foundation marketing, but it is retention marketing. And when my team and I sat down to have a good look at Timely and just, how much marketing automation are we able to implement through this system, we ended up coming up with 9 different touch points that any Timely user could be using from tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think this is
to win clients back.
This is something that a lot of people will know about Vanessa, is she does have a group of people that she works with. So if you do have the budget to work with Vanessa and you don't have the time, this is fantastic. And if you don't have the budget, I said this the opposite round. If you have the budget but don't have the time, that these things are absolutely perfect. So I know how busy salon owners
outsource it.
Yep. Exactly, outsource it to Vanessa, because there's so many different things that you're able to do, like you talk about the touch points in Timely, and those 9 touch points in Timely, just because I know that some people are maybe they've got a fair amount of time on their hands. Maybe you're a small salon and you're thinking, I'm not sure if I've got the budget to invest in marketing right now, but I want to know what these touch points are. What are they?
Yeah, so first of all, you've got your new clients coming in, but also you've got your lost client Okay, so let's start with the pinnacle in retention marketing. The absolute ultimate result is when you activate a lost client reactivation campaign. So someone who hasn't been back to the salon for at least, say, 15 weeks, we would consider lost. And so to send out an email to those clients as an attempt to win them back, but also then a week later to follow that up with a mail piece. Mail works really well. Believe it or not, in this digital world that we live in, even this COVID world where everything's on Zoom and online, to send a postcard out to a lost client, we still see great conversion with that. So lost client reactivation, send an email to all clients that haven't been in for a certain period of time, let's say 15, 16 weeks, it's only 4 months, don't have a future booking, to remind them that you're there. They might be just stretching out their appointments. And then if you don't get a response from that email, to then send something out in the post as well. We like to follow that up with a phone call. But when those lost clients come back, what we like to teach at SMC is treat them like they're new again. So if you have a new client welcome pack that you present to new clients, present it to that lost client that's returned to you and treat them like you've never met them before. They're a brand new client. And this is why we believe that if salons were to focus on the clients they've already worked hard to get into their database, big percentage of those people don't even return for a second visit for new clients. They're just focused on increasing that new client rebook KPI for the second visit. They wouldn't even need to go out and look for new clients. I'm not saying you to stop looking for new clients. It's an important part of the 3 key areas that you need to focus on to grow a business, but don't ignore those lost clients, especially those new clients that haven't come back for a second visit.
Yeah, and sending out that postcard, or would you even give them I think one of the things that you've spoken to me about before is even giving them a call.
Yeah. So we talk about that a lot with our foundation marketing clients that are working with our system, and all that system, part of that system that we're talking about now, you can send an email through Timely, sending out that email, sending a postcard, and then pulling a list of those clients and then starting from the top and making a courtesy call. We've sent you a gift via email and in the post. It's a courtesy call to see if you received it. Have a script that you and your team are comfortable with. Use your history before you call the client so you can personalize the script. We haven't seen you since before COVID. How are you? And make that something that is relevant to them. It doesn't sound too practiced, too rehearsed. The last time we saw you, you had a microdermabrasion treatment and LED. How's your skin? And just get them talking about their why for coming to see you. It doesn't have to be a lengthy conversation. You'll be able to pick up if the client wants to get off the phone or not. The point is you've done your job to make sure that you've reached out to them, you care about their results, and then you can just update your notes in your software and either make them inactive if they've said that they've moved away or their lifestyle, their life situation has changed or they were made redundant. There's lots of reasons why clients don't come back. You'll discover that reason, pop a note into your system, make them inactive. Your database is beautiful and clean.
Yeah, that's really good. So it's a good way of most likely reactivating a client's interest in your business and what you do. But then also if they do happen to be in, like, for example, maybe they've moved or maybe things have changed for them and they're not able to come for many reasons, you're able to possibly take them off that database if there's no chance of them really coming back.
Yeah. And that's really important to make sure that, your emails are actually reaching people's inboxes and not getting marked as spam. But I would say to any timely user that's watching this live now or the replay, go to Timely and pull a list of people who visited your clinic, go back 4 months, and then go back 2 years before that. And if you need to pull it in a little bit to 18 months or 12 months to make the list shorter, that's okay. And then don't have a future booking and they haven't been back since. And have a look at how many clients are there. And if you end up with, 100 or 200, maybe more if you're a larger clinic, you could set yourself a goal of using these features in Timely to send that email, to send out a gift voucher or a postcard, to make a telephone call, and to set yourself a target of converting even just 10% of those clients to win them back, because it can have a huge effect on your overall revenue.
And speaking of these reports that you mentioned, one of the cool things that you talked about was in the executive summary, which is a report in Timely, what you can find out is your customer's average spend and also how many times a year this customer is coming in on average. So these are things, and like you say, if you lift these two things, you could be looking, and most salons will be looking at a few extra $100,000 a year. If you can increase their spend by even $10, $30 extra per client, that's not a lot to them. But if you're able to do that per client and get them come in an extra 2 times a year, like you said before, that's like having 200 extra clients come and see you.
Yeah, definitely. I have that growth calculator if I can share the screen and demonstrate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you would like me to. Okay,
yeah,
sure.
Share it now. We've got a quick demo after this where I'm going to show you how you can do these things in Timely with Mailchimp, because we do have an integration, but I think it'd be really cool to see this first.
Yeah, so this is one of my favorite tools that I work with at SMC every day. And there's 3 key areas that we focus on. The 2 that we're talking about, well, the main one is average number of visits per year when it comes to retention marketing. So we want to see the clients you're already looking after more frequently, but also the average spend. And you can easily get those KPIs from that executive summary report that Alex mentioned. Now, watch what happens. We've got 500 clients, active clients that we're retaining 6 times per year. So we're seeing them around every 8 weeks. And on average, they're spending around $100. Just easy numbers for our example. Our overall revenue is $300,000. So if we could increase our average spend by just 10%, you can see that we get an increase in revenue of 10% as well. That's an extra $30,000. So it's just a little bit more for our 500 clients to spend when they come in 6 times per year. But through a good, effective marketing strategy, you can make that happen, especially just through a price increase. Sometimes you can make that happen. And if we can increase our frequency of visit again by 10%, watch what happens. we're up by 21% in our overall revenue. Now, that's only an increase of 10%. So if we could increase it by, instead of say 10% from 0.6 visits a year to 2 extra visits per year, well, look what happens to our revenue. And we started at 300,000. Yeah. Even if we don't have an increase in average spend at all, we haven't won a new client, we have an increase of $100,000. So if we go back and we start here, how many new clients do we need to attract and retain 6 times a year to get, see, look, over 100, so 650, 150, we're still not there. Frequency of visit is the secret sauce to growing effortlessly a salon business. Retention marketing is so important, and Timely is one of the best systems on the market to help clinics to achieve these sorts of growth in these key areas on automation.
I'll take that as a massive compliment because I work here.
It's true.
But it is very true, because we do have some really cool features that I want to run you all through now, which is our integration with Mailchimp. Now, this is something that you are well frequented with. You really know this software well. I am a newbie. I actually had to play with it today as I made this demo for all of you. And let me tell you, it wasn't hard to work out. Mailchimp isn't actually super difficult. And look, I'm maybe techier than your average person, but I'm actually not a naturally techie person. I'm not writing code. That's not what I'm able to do. I can look at something, I'll watch a YouTube video, I'll let it explain it to me, and I'll follow that. And I found it really easy to use. So what I'm going to show you is how to quickly set it up in Timely, and just show you how to set up a birthday email, because that's what we talked about before. They have a really high percentage open rate, about 80%. So I am just going to quickly share my screen. And this is your average Timely account. We've got a couple of appointments in here. Actually, this is a very full day. This is a great, successful salon. Now I'm going up to messages, and then I'm going up to email marketing. Now you can see here, get started with Mailchimp. Now you'll already have to have an account with Mailchimp in order to use this integration. They do have a free plan, but they do have some really low cost plans as well. I believe it really mainly depends on how many people the emails are sending to. So definitely get set up with Mailchimp. It could cost you as little as, $20 to $30 a month. And if you're looking at an increase of $100,000 a year, then 1,000% worth it.
Absolutely.
So we're in here, I'm just clicking get started, and it's as simple as genuinely turning it on, and then it will redirect you into a screen where you can log in. And as soon as you're there, you allow everything that Timely needs to do. That's the old Timely logo there, but it's pretty cute. And you can see this is the information that is going across to Mailchimp. So all of this information and a whole bunch of other things as well about what they do, their birthdays and all of that kind of thing is going across. So this is Mailchimp here. And what I'm doing is I'm going into campaigns, and then I'm going to go to automations. So like we spoke about earlier, automations is things that work in the background that you don't have to touch. So once you've set this up one time, you don't have to do this again. So I'm just creating an automation. It already has this up here, say happy birthday. So I can click that and it will start taking me through creating an automation email out of Mailchimp connected to Timely, so that all those people with email addresses in Timely are going to get this email. So we're designing an email here. We can put in a little subject here. So for example, it's your birthday. Here's a gift from us. And we hope you enjoy this voucher from us. You can treat yourself. And then here you've got a bunch of templates that you can choose from. Vanessa will have some recommendations based on, for example, if you're using a Canva template, whether you're using her professional templates, which you'll have access to if you work with Salon Marketing Creative Agency. But in this case, I believe I just clicked basic. And then what I did here is I got rid of everything here and I put in an image here from Vanessa's book. Now, I have blurred it out because this is her creative property here, but if this is something that you're interested in testing out, this is the kind of email that your customers would get in their email inbox. So it's just a beautiful thing here. You can have a whole bunch of information in here, as well as photos, and the pack that you put together, Vanessa, has a whole pack of templates all for retention marketing.
Yeah, that looks great.
And then here you can see design the email. Next, it's as simple as this, day before their birthday, and done. That's it. That's genuinely how simple it is.
Yeah, and it goes out on automation. And that is absolutely going to have an effect on frequency of visit, because there'll be very few other businesses that they've had a transaction with. I mean, there are a lot of transactions that salon clients have with other businesses, whether or not it's online or out there in the local community. How many of those people, how many of those small businesses capture their data, their birthday, their email? The big brands are pretty good at it, but the little guys, not so great, which means that a lot of timely users, a lot of timely salons, when they send out that email, probably one of the only businesses that acknowledge the client's birthday and sends them a gift. It's a great way to stand out like a flamingo.
Yeah, no, a fantastic way to stand out like a flamingo in a flock of pigeons. I love it.
Yeah.
But one last thing I do want to touch on, because we did talk about mail before. In a world where the only mail I get is from my bank, it is really nice when I get mail from businesses. Something that we looked at, now there are some really cool services that you've probably heard of. One's called Vistaprint. Everyone's heard of Vistaprint. Most people have heard of Canva as well. Now, one of the cool things that you've designed in this pack, so basically, long story short, Vanessa works specifically with salon software users, or salons in general, and she's made a specific tailored pack so that if you, like I've said before, if you don't have the time but you do have a bit of a budget for someone else to give you the information, or if you want to work in Vanessa's group of, was it 39 people?
Oh, no, that's a different service.
A different service.
Yeah.
So with this specifically, this is an ebook that you can download, and it has a whole bunch of templates and information specifically with Timely that you're able to follow this advice. It's not going to say anything, for example, that another software that you can't do. It's everything in Timely which you can do, and it's designed based off your knowledge and your principles. So there's some templates in there, and if you wanted to print out these templates, which we would suggest to, like, for example, go through Vistaprint, we looked up the cost, and it would cost you, I think it was $59 to have 1,000 printed out.
Yeah, to send something out in the post to lost clients as a second touch point after an email to hopefully get their attention and entice them back. Yeah, print is so cheap these days. It's wonderful.
It is, and
anyone can afford it.
Yeah, you definitely can afford it. I know that there is, like, I'm not going to diss online marketing because I think it really does work, but there is a lot of money wasted in it. So when you are going genuinely direct to someone through their mailbox and they're receiving something other than their electricity bill or from their bank telling them to not spend so much, it's really nice to say, oh, wow, here's $25 to spend at this skin clinic, which you used to go to or haven't been to in a while.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess as far as how timely users can take this information now and start to touch their clients, the first tip, number one tip is it's time to see you again. Let's say around week 5. That capability is already built into Timely, welcoming new clients, reminding new clients about a gift you may have given them a month ago. So you're able to nurture them just with a really basic email marketing sequence. Your birthday's coming up in 2 weeks. The day of their birthday, happy birthday, here's your gift. 2 weeks after that, don't forget about your birthday gift, so that it's intentional marketing. They understand why you're sending it. It's personalized for them. You can also send out an email to prevent losing clients, say at around week 8 or week 9, and all of this, it's there now for you in your Timely software. Yeah,
it really, it's all in there, and you are able to do this yourself. If you've listened today, you felt
absolutely
really confident that you've you're going to go through Canva and Vistaprint, but if you would like some help from the Salon Marketing Creative Agency, there is a specific retention marketing implementation guide for timely users, which Vanessa has created. So this is perfect. And I spoke to Vanessa, how long would this take?
It would take them half a day. Yeah, if they sat down with this, it's a retention marketing package, which includes Canva templates, copies done, designs done, strategies done, implementation guides written, demonstration videos, the links that you'll need on how to use it in Timely. Anything, any aspect of implementing what we've talked about with these different touch points for retention marketing have been covered in the package. And so I mean, I can post a link so people can go and have a read and check it out once we finish the live, if you like, Alex.
Yeah, no, definitely. And if we are interested in getting more advice from you, there was just a comment that came through which said, your foundation marketing is awesome. So there's actually a whole bunch of things which are kind of tripped on the wall, but there's a couple of things that Vanessa has available to salons. So if you found what you've heard interesting today and you've seen that fantastic and really visual spreadsheet where she is able to show you how much of a difference retention marketing can make in your business, then definitely head Vanessa's way, because this stuff is just too good to miss out on. And I'll also add that it's affordable to do this because of the massive difference it makes. There's a huge amount of salons that aren't spending their money in ways that actually give a return, and retention marketing is, you know, your biggest asset is your customers. So really do focus on this in 2021, when a whole bunch of people won't be so good at this. You will be very good, and you'll be, like Vanessa says, and I love using this tagline now, standing out like a flamingo, because you'll be so good.
When it comes to your retention marketing, it's so easy to do. Very few businesses do it well. So be that business that is doing it well. So I'll definitely be able to post about that. And we're offering a 60% discount for the next 7 days as well for Timely users for that retention marketing package we've created for Timely users.
Oh, well, I'm sure everyone's going to be very grateful for that. And
you're able Alex.
to be contacted via your website, by
Messenger's the best to contact me. Yeah, Facebook Messenger, always there. Yeah,
we know how to contact you. Thank you again so much for
pleasure. Thanks for having me,
for chatting with me today.
An honor.
We will be. And we will be in the comments just after this, just in case you've got any questions. Feel free to tag Vanessa or myself if you've got questions Timely-wise, or got questions Salon Marketing Creative Agency-wise. So definitely get in contact. Have a lovely rest of your week. We will be back with another Timely Fit next week. And we can't wait to see you there.
Thanks very much. Bye for now.
Bye.